Alright, welcome back to Danks Good Traders Hub. Yes, good morning everyone. I believe you guys are having a great time. It is a Thursday, and it is the 28th of August. We have about 3 days to close the month. Are you ready for the new month, September? Yeah, that is it. We have about 3 days to close the month, and so you know how we do it. We need to close in great power. So as we get into today's analysis, know that you need to aim at consistency in your entries, consistency in your profits, and consistency in your losses. You don't have to. What do I mean by consistency in losses? You don't have to lose $2 today, tomorrow you lose $2, then the next day you lose $50. No. If you're losing, you need to lose consistently. You lose with that consistency, meaning that will only show you that you are following your risk tolerance that you already set. But if you have that inconsistency even when you're losing, then it will be just in no time where you will lose the whole capital. Losing should have also the consistency. It means you have set your maximum drawdown of the day. When you hit that maximum drawdown per day, you move out of the market. You don't go ahead to look for any more entries, any more positions. No, you move out of the market. Don't trade again until tomorrow or the next day, when you still again come into the market. So always make sure you focus on that. When you're losing, you need consistency, and when you're winning, you also need consistency. You don't have to jump. Yes, it is good to aim for higher, but it also shows that you lack discipline. Consistency reflects the discipline that you have. So I believe we can get into the consistency that we need to get into, as long as we dedicate ourselves to that same thing. So without any further ado, now let's get into it. As we get into the session, as we get into the analysis. So let's pray and get started. Father, we give you praise, we give you all the honor for today. Thank you for the beautiful morning. And as we start today's session, we ask of your grace and your mercy to be part of us, to be among us, Lord, even as we check in the market for the insights, Lord. Yes, I know we normally come in the market with expectations, but sometimes we try to force those expectations to what we want in the market, but sometimes it's not the case. So we ask of you to be the one to set those expectations for us and be able to meet them for the glory of your name. We say thank you for the profits that we're about to make today, and for the rest of the days that are in this month. We give you praise, we love you. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. All right, so now let's jump into Crash 500 as usual. So yesterday we needed that pullback, and it happened. Did I make an entry for the sell? Not really, I did not sell it, but this was the pullback I told you about, and clearly you can see that was the exact reversal signal that we could have taken advantage of. But now that it did this, yes, this pullback never happened, but that move happened. So now that it did give us that, I can delete these here, and now all we need is a pullback to that. Sometimes it does come back to that OB, sometimes it fails to, sometimes it does not come back to it. So Let's wait and see if it will actually do that. It doesn't actually normally goes into it, it just comes normally to touch on it and get us back into sales. So that's something that we can anticipate today, because we are looking for sales from that very level. You can see that is a double top on daily time frame. It is even confirmed on our CCI, meaning we have started a downtrend according to daily time frame and H4. Remember, we don't have a reversal signal yet, but we will eventually see the reversal signal. But according to H1, we have that reversal signal. All we need is a confirmation. Price can easily come for that order block, but it can also come for this fair value gap. So those are our two levels where price has to come to before we can continue with sales. So as we speak, if I go to M15, you will clearly see what I'm talking about, that the buy is coming around. The buy is coming around. This was a change of character, so price is likely to come there and give us this kind of a buy. So there's nothing that you can wait for right here apart from waiting for the confirmation of price being above our 10 MA on M15. That will be your confirmation for this kind of a buy. Nothing. If you fail to enter such a trade today, then you may miss out on even bigger trades. This is the smallest trade and clear structure that we've been seeing month in, month out happening in the market. It should be part of your structures that you aim at. So for now I can't enter. I have to wait for price to be above my 10 MA according to M15. So I have to wait for that. But remember, if something happens and it breaks this level right here, I told you we've already started a downtrend, then you know that you cannot enter buys. This buy that we're looking at here is a pullback buy to grab that liquidity up there. So if that buy doesn't happen and it breaks this level right here, this lower low, you know that it's going to continue with the downtrend, probably come all the way back to such a level. So for now, just be patient and wait until M15 is above our 10 MA. That is enough on Crash 500. Let's go to Boom 1000. So Boom 1000, yesterday we already know that we are in an uptrend right there. That's what I told you about. We're already in an uptrend. We've been looking for buys for the past week. The reason why we wanted a pullback, it was sort of giving us this kind of a structure. It had failed to break this high, so I was looking for a pullback to probably come back to such a level, which is an order block, or to such a fair value gap according to H1. So what happened is it made a pennant later on. I had made my entries here, by the way, so I made that I made a loss here. So this is where I had made my entries. Right here, it took me out right there. That's where it took me out from. And once I saw that, and once I saw these 2 points and those 2 points, I saw the pennant, and eventually it broke. I knew that it will break and continue with this kind of a move, and you're going to see that it clearly actually went for it. This is where it broke from, and you can see it went for that TP right there. So now I can't make any. First remove history and delete this pennant. Now I've deleted the fair value gap. right here. This is the fair value gap on H1. So now if we go to H4, yes, H4 is still in an uptrend, but it has reached that level, which is a resistance level. So first take this out, bring this here and drag this. So that is a resistance level, a strong one, by the way. It's a strong resistance level right up there. So are we going to see price break it now? I don't know, we'll see about it, but I don't think it is going to break it now. I believe price is still doing something like this. This is our lower trend line, that is our upper trend line, clearly. According to H4, it is still looking for the buy, but it's likely to first give us a pullback before it continues. Why? Because when it broke this level, it did not give us any other lower higher low, so it may come for something here or here. Let's look for the Fibonacci retracement level. So the fib is around here. Yes, of course, down here we have a fair value gap right about there. Right about there, it may be the valid fair value gap according to H4 that price can come back to. So but yeah, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Price coming back here may be ideal, but I can't say it may reach all the way here. It can come around this area and then go back up. So we need to be ready for anything. We need to be ready for anything. So for now, let's go to H1. So H1, what do we need? Sells. Are we ready to sell this? Let's first drag these. First drag these here. We first work out this because these moves are still valid. These moves are still valid. These moves are still valid. So until we see a clear structure, we are not making any mistake right here to make a sell entry until we see a clear structure. But remember, for you to make a sell structure, remember the general trend is an uptrend, but it has hit that resistance level up there, which is forcing it to go down back into sells. According to H4, it is almost getting below a 10 MA. According to H1, we already have a price below a 10 MA, but it's going to spike and go back up into buys according to M15. So once it does that, then you know you will be able to get in with your sells. So price is reacting to that conference area. Is it going to break it? We'll see about it. All I need are sells. I may not enter this kind of a short buy, even though it's a general trend, but I may wait for the sell right probably around that area right there. All right, that's enough on a Boom 1000. I've talked a lot about it. We've spent a lot of time about it. Let's now get into Boom 500. Now, yesterday with Boom 500, it is almost stuck, doing the same thing like boom 1000. We needed sales, first gave us some little profit and then spiked, went back into buys, and I told you that we had already seen that the general trend is an uptrend, so this was anticipated at hand that it may eventually take us out. So it took us out, and I had to suffer that very loss because I had already anticipated it. The one I had not anticipated was the one of boom 1000. So that's the one I was blind about. All right, so right here we needed sales to come and reach all the way down here, but clearly we see that the buys continued. This was a break of structure. All right, so let's see, break of structure. Now it has given us a higher high. Have we reached a level that we needed to reach? I think we have. This confluence area right about there. So are we going to see it break it? I don't know. We'll see about that. But apparently we are overbought according to daily time frame, according to H4 time frame, according to H1, and I believe M15 is just looking for a pullback to give us a confirmation of the sales. Now, some structures like these, they make me happy in a way that I can easily anticipate where this market is going to go. Simple as that. If I have something like this, it literally shows me what is happening in the market. So I know that for a fact I can make my entry here, or I can wait on M5 actually to give me a clear entry probably on this order block. Such trades, I love them because I know without a doubt I'm gonna enter buys here without a doubt. It's gonna buy to go all the way back to this trend line without any doubt. So once you know something like this, then you have an upper hand. You know that you can't fail to make an entry. So for now, I know that this is going to be my entry right here, and I'll buy it to take it all the way up there. And remember, this is a channel, so it tells us that price is likely to give us more buys later. It's likely to give us more buys to push for a fake breakout up there before it can give us the buy, I mean the sell down below. So it can easily come for this move, and it will be our fake breakout up there. So go to H1, look at that. Does it make sense? Yes, it does make sense. So let's wait and see if it is going to react immediately from there to break this resistance and continue with the buy to give us a fake breakout that we are anticipating. So it is still now selling, but without a doubt we know it will eventually give us this kind of a buy, and that one, if I don't miss it, I will make that entry. That is enough on boom 500. Let's go to V25S. Volatility 25 1S. So this one right here, we saw a breakout. We saw a breakout here yesterday according to H4, and I knew if we get a breakout, because this was our anticipation, retest and then we enter sales. Yeah, that's what I did. I actually first entered this buy for this retest, then when it reached there I entered sales, but I had my tight stop loss, so I was taken out and I did not enter again. But this pullback, I entered it. So looking at today, because this was yesterday and that is the sell that I had entered and it took me out there. This is the buy, which was a pullback trade that I entered, and we made that money. I don't know if I made this entry when we were still in the analysis, but I doubt we were still in the analysis. So this was that V25 buy trade. So now that we know this that happened yesterday, look at what happened on the daily. It was never a breakout. It was actually a fake breakout. Why? Because of that wick. That wick came to this OB right there and then immediately went back into the buys according to daily time frame. Remember, daily we are oversold, meaning buyers are having the upper hand. So now I can delete this and now try to get to H4. Look at what I have and what I can use. Yeah, I can wait probably for a reversal, but we know that we may not even get a reversal according to what happened on daily time frame. So if that is the case and I see that M15 has reached retracement level of CCI H1, I mean, so it tells me that this is my ideal level to actually anticipate a pullback. So this is my ideal level to anticipate a pullback, to probably look for this other level down here. Although I don't normally use H1 fair value gaps a lot, I normally use H4 fair value gaps. So I will anticipate something like that. The buy is going to continue, probably reach there, and then we come in with our sell to push to that fair value gap. All right, can I make any entries on M15? Not really. We are overbought, so I have to be patient and wait for the sells to come in on M15 and H1, because H1 has reached a retracement level on CCI. V75. Now V75, we wanted this breakout. It was a fake breakout, like I told you, those who remember. And then look what happened later. After that fake breakout, it got enough momentum to actually continue and break this support, and now we have a breakout right here, but price is oversold down below. According to H1, is it the same on H4? Not really. So it tells us we are still in a downtrend, and now that we know we are still in a downtrend, then this is our break of structure. That is our break of structure. And another reminder is that down here we have our support, or our valid order block. It can easily become a support, but it can also easily break this level and continue selling. So how do we deal with this? Go to daily time frame. Daily time frame shows that we are oversold, meaning buyers should be coming in, but the reason why they are not coming in is because H4 is still bearish, meaning it's still pushing for sellers. And now down here we have a break of structure, meaning sellers still have control of the market. Go to H1. It's trying to give us a pullback. I doubt it will, but let's wait and see. A new H4 has just started because it is now 11 a.m. exactly. So meaning the new H4 has just started. So this H4 according to this previous H4 candle, is likely also to be a sell candle. Let's see if it's gonna work out. If it works out, remember I told you price was in this kind of a channel, and the move that will eventually rise will be the sellers. Why? Because channels are continuation patterns, meaning the price will eventually continue with this kind of a move after the breakout of this channel. This channel, we had our trend lines around here. It was not even about trend lines. I believe it was about okay, we can actually change and use these now. We use these now, and you will see them the way they are. So that would be these will be the trend lines right there. So meaning we will see eventually a sell to break out and continue like that according to daily time frame. According to weekly, remember we are also looking for sellers, and this time I believe we'll be looking for our all-time low, our all-time lower low. We've never gone below this level, I believe. So let's do like this and drag it here. We've never been this low, so we are currently breaking the record, looking for our all-time low. Just give me a minute. Pick this guy here. I see what he's saying. Yes, apologies on that. So V75, we are currently looking at our all-time low. It's looking for that low. Remember, we have that as our support right there. That is our support area. Is it going to break it? So that's why the issue is. You can see we've been in a downtrend for some good time according to weekly time frame. We've been in a downtrend for some good time, but apparently we are looking at, this is our previous lower low right there. You can see that is where we had our all-time low, but looking at this current low here, we actually have our all-time low right here. We broke this in when was this? In Feb this year. We actually went to be we actually got our all-time lower low right there in Feb on this level right here. So this tells us that it's still a bit tricky. Something if you're going to trade this asset, you may have to trade it looking at a lower time frame, such as probably H1 and M15. So you start from H1 and M15, you trade it according to that. But if you want to trade on H4, you may get it wrong and you may be taken out. Now, just like I've shown you, this is our support currently, and this is our all-time low right here. So if price gets enough momentum and breaks it, then we will eventually see the breakout. You will eventually see the continuation of the sales, but anything is possible. We can get into the buys even right here. Apologies. All right, so that's where the trick is according to this. So if we go to M15, you clearly see that we are almost looking for a buy, but we've had that indecision candle, meaning anything can happen. According to H1, price can continue with a downtrend. Why? Because we are in a downtrend. According to H1, this was a break of structure right there. It is the same even on H4. That is a break of structure. But where we are currently, we see that previous H1 candle was an indecision candle, meaning price can continue with the sales or it can reverse according to M15. So if price breaks this level on M15, it will tell us that we are continuing with a downtrend. But if it fails, then we are in an uptrend, and it will give us a change of character according to M15 when it breaks this higher lower high right here on M15. When it breaks that level on M15. So there are two scenarios how we can trade this. You wait for a breakout here and a pullback for the confirmation of this change of character, and then you come in with your buys according to M15, or you wait for the breakout on this level, or the breakout on this current lower low, to give you a confirmation of the continuation of sales according to H4 and probably daily time frame. So remember, daily time frame is currently oversold. That's why the buyers are likely to come through because of the daily time frame. That's why the buyers may come through because of the daily time frame. It is oversold only because of this support area, that support area on that order block. That is the only reason why price on daily time frame is showing that we are oversold. All right, so that's it on V75. I've talked a lot on it. I will leave it on M15. I will leave it on M15 and see what will come through. If it gives me this kind of a structure, then my buy will come through, and I will be aiming at such a level for my first TP, and then this as my second TP, right about there. Wow, today Apologies, guys. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Now let's go to V. Let's go to jump 50. Jump 50. So jump 50, yesterday we were looking for wait, that was a break of structure, so we wanted a pullback there. We continue with the sales, and yeah, we got that kind of a pullback. Of course, after break of structure, I think I entered a buy there. I entered a buy, took some profits, and then it didn't reach all the way up there the way I wanted. Then it reversed there. Of course, I took my small profits there, and then I entered sales and I took profits right about there. So that's how I traded this. You can see those entries. The first entry was a buy for this kind of a retest, like I told you, and it came and took me out on my SL in profits. Then I made a sell down on that very level again to push for the sales, and I took that profit right about there. So that's how I traded this asset yesterday. So let's look at today. Remove history. Let's look at today. So you can see the sell came and hit the target, our target. So on H4, let's start with H4. Delete everything right here. This can be taken as our resistance level now. So H4 came to this level, gave us even a fake breakout right here, but we are oversold down below on CCI. That's the signal we are getting on CCI and RSI down below. But this is a break of structure. You have to remember that is a break of structure right there. In fact, it is here. That is a break of structure. That was our current lower low. So now we have a new lower low right here. It means price is likely to reverse right about there and then give us another lower high to later come with a lower low. Why are we still looking for sells? I believe according to daily time frame we are still bearish, and that is the case right there. You can see, looking at what we have on CCI, and of course looking at what we have even with the structure. These two trend lines tell you that we are looking for price to come to this other trend line down below here. That's why we are still in a downtrend according to higher time frame, H4, daily time frame, and weekly time frame. All right, so now that we know this, I know H1 is already looking for buys, so that buy has already started to take shape. Price is above my 10 MA, and it has sort of given us, one can say it's a double bottom, but yeah, that was supposed to be our good entry right there. So I can decide to enter now, or I can decide to be patient and wait, because it's likely to consolidate right here according to what I'm seeing on M15. So since I've seen that, I'm not going to overlook it. I'm just going to be patient and wait, because it's likely to keep playing within here until it gets ready to break out and get in with the buys, So It's likely to keep playing around like this. It's likely to keep playing around like that. So let's wait and see what is happening. Let's wait and see what is going to happen. All right, so that's it on J50. That is what I can see on J50. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing on J50. But I know today may be a consolidation day. Tomorrow we may see buys. So let's hold on. But if you see a breakout on that level, don't hesitate to make your entry, because it will mean that buys have come through right here. If it breaks this level right here, right actually there, then you come in with your buys. So let's wait and see what will come around. For now, I can't make any entries unless if I'm in M5. That's where I can scalp my entries in. Scalpers can go to M5 to look for some entries within this structure. It's not yet, I haven't gotten the second point down below here, but it's likely to come through and be just like I've just shown you. J25, yeah, I told you it's going to be a no-go due to this resistance, and because we had already seen this kind of a move, our analysis was we are likely to see price reverse from this level and bring us down below before we can get in with the buys. But that was not the case. It gave us a breakout, but then after giving us that breakout, it gave us a fake breakout with that kind of resistance, rejection, price rejection coming in from sellers. You can see 2 candles of H4 giving us that same thing. So I had no option but to make my entries. I entered here to look for more sales actually to come down, but they were taken out. So now you can see today actually later in the night it gave that breakout, and it went all the way up, and now clearly it's trying to look for buys, but H4 is overbought. But according to daily time frame, this is just a retest. This may be just a retest. So this is one of those that I'm not going to make any entries at all. Why? I don't know why. Because according to daily time frame, we are very bullish. Let me first delete these two. According to the daily time frame, we are bullish. This is our change of character right here. So our entry would have been right there when it did this kind of a move. According to H4, that would have been our entry. According to H1, we are overbought but tricky, so we can't even enter buys. We can, I think. Let's see, M15 may give us what we need. Let's look at M15. M15 is likely to give us what we need. I hope it does. So that is M15. This is a flag and it has just broken out. This would be the ideal move. So let me go to M5, see if I can get an entry. Entry on M5 is still tricky. Price is having rejection coming in from sellers. So that's why you can see before I finish talking, you can see the way it jumped. So imagine it found you when you had entered buys here, you would be in some big losses. just from that jump there. Now I believe I can enter buys. I believe I can enter buys right there. Yeah, I believe I can enter buys right there, and we anticipate this to at least continue like that. Yeah, that would be your first TP. Of course, your second TP is right there. That will be your second TP. This candle is going to close within 9 minutes, so you can wait for 9 minutes to close, then you come in with your entry to push for the buys. All right, that's enough on J25. Let's now go to J10. J10, weird one. Oh yes, this is one of those that I told you that now we need a pullback, and today has started as a sell day, meaning a pullback is on. So why do we wait? You don't have to wait for anything. You can wait for you can just make your sell entry. I believe you can just make your sell entry. Let's look at M15. This is how the day started. This is where the day started from, and that is where you saw the change of character, and now we are in a downtrend. And then this level is trying to hold price from breaking it, so that's why we are seeing something like this. So either price will break it, or it will first give us a pullback before we can come in with the sells. So what is it going to be? We have to wait. Let me know in the comment section what you think is going to happen on J10, but this is what I can quickly anticipate on this level according to M5. M5 is likely to give me this kind of a buy and probably come all the way back to that kind of a fair value gap on M15. On M15 it can even go above, try to look to take out these highs. It can even try to go for that, for those highs, and then give us later the sells. Now if it fails to do this, then it will break out and continue with the sells. So you have two levels. When it breaks this level, don't hesitate to make your sells. But the breakout, I've always told you, those who have always come in for my mentorship classes, I've always told you we consider a breakout to be the body of the candle, not the wick of the candle. That is not a breakout. So if you see our candle breaking out this level, then you can immediately on the next candle you can immediately enter your sells. But if you don't see something like that, we've just seen on M5 we are anticipating buys, and these buys are likely to bring us back to that fair value gap, or even to those higher highs up there, higher high up there, to look for that kind of liquidity of the early sellers stop losses. Enough of that. Let's now go to gold, and we call it a day. Gold. So gold, I made that sell yesterday. We were looking for a pullback there, then we come in with sell. This was the analysis. That was the analysis. Pullback there, then we come in with sells, and let's see what happened. Why did I make that entry of the sell? All right, so I think there was a structure that I had here. I don't know. let's see, this is M5. All right, this is M5 right here. Bring it here. So I think this one I entered it according to M5. This was according to M5, and I made that sell. I was late to close my entries. Right there you can see. So this was all the profits that were taken out. Yeah, I was taken out with profits, but not much, because I missed to close when it came back to this level. I was not on the market, on the charts. I would have closed in when it came back to that. Yeah, so the sale came, I mean, yeah, that trade I made it. And then what happened later? Let's look at what happened later after that move. So we saw a W, one may say a W, right about there according to H1, which intended that we are still very much bullish. That W intended that we are still very much bullish. You can see the reason here when price reacted back to that level. So it tells us that this is a break of structure right there. That is a break of structure. After the W, we saw a break of structure. Then we came in with a retest from that very level. One can see the neckline or whatever, and then you see the buys came through. But we are seeing little momentum right there. We are seeing very weird momentum. It's very small momentum for price to continue the buys. Why? Because we have this resistance according to H4. I mean, according to daily time frame. It's actually according to H4, that fair value gap. Let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. This one right here, that fair value gap, it was mitigated right there. Now price has come back to it again, meaning it's now a resistance level. So price is reacting to it. It's reacting to that, and that's why it's a bit crazy for us to anticipate any continuation of buys or to even look for sells. We have to hold on for a clear structure. I told you we had this level still waiting according to H1, where we were anticipating price to first come back to before it goes back into buys. It left this liquidity. According to H1, and if you see on H4, that would also be another liquidity. So it's a bit crazy now on gold. I'm not going to make any weird decisions. I will just hold on. I'm seeing price rejection up there. All I need is a confirmation of my sell entries. So let's go to H1. H1 is still bearish, but price is above our 10 MA, which makes it bullish. But I can't enter now. I need price to be below my 10 MA. Yeah, according to M15, same thing as H1. Yeah, so it's a matter of being patient. Currently we have a weak high, meaning price can eventually break it and continue with the buys. According to H4, still the same weak high, meaning buyers have the say. They have the say. Now, as I'm looking for that kind of a confirmation, look at what I've just seen on the daily time frame. This right here, price is likely to look for that high, I mean that trend line. Yeah, now this makes sense. This makes sense now. This makes sense. We are still bullish. This move that we need is likely not to come through until price goes for that trend line. Now this makes sense. So that's what I love about trading, that you have to at least wait for everything to make sense. So now all this, I can delete it. I don't need it. All this, I don't need it. Now all I need is buys. Will I be able to see buys? I may not enter them, but they are likely to continue from what we've just seen. From what we've just seen after this W that we got yesterday, this one here, we are likely to see buyers continue until they reach that trend line, right there. All right, that's enough on today's session. I hope you had a great time with me. Let's go for the recap and we call it a day. It's already time. Wow. So crash, all we need is a confirmation of buys, because we need these buys as a retest trade later to enter our sells. Boom 1000, we've seen a breakout. It may be a fake breakout. Let's see. According to H1, it's eventually a fake breakout. Let's wait for it to close, then we can tell what is it actually. If H1 closes when it is a breakout, when it is a fake breakout and price is above our 10 MA, then we immediately make our buy trend to push us up there. Boom 500, yeah, I told you we need to enter buys here. We're going to enter buys here for this move right here. We may eventually even see a breakout to push us all the way up there. That is on boom 500. This one is still bullish, so meaning it's gonna look for that fair value gap. V25s, so I may not trade it. Today. Yeah, I may not trade it today. It's out of focus. We've seen a breakout. Wow, we've seen a breakout on M15 on this V75, and now that tells us that this is a break of structure currently, and it has now gone to that it has reached that trend line, but also it has gone to that order block, that support area, that order block, which is our previous lower low according to the weekly time frame. So which tells me I have no business with V75 so for some good time. So no business here. In fact, delete these things right here. We needed this kind of a move if it failed to break this level. Now that it has broken this lower low to give us to look for a new lower low on M15, we have no business with it. So delete everything right there, and let's just be patient and wait. J50, I told you we are likely to see consolidation today within this structure, but after that consolidation we are anticipating buys. So if we happen to see a breakout here, know that buyers have taken control of the market of J50. So let's wait and see. J25, I entered my buy here. I don't know why it has taken me, or it came down a bit, so I was out. But I've told you we are in for this buy, and this buy is likely to push all the way up to there. That will be your second TP. Your first TP should be this one right there on that equal highs right there. All right, that is enough on J25. J10, if price fails to break out here, we will be anticipating buys according to M5 to push us right back to that fair value gap and grab that liquidity, or up there on those higher high to later push for the sells. So for now, no business. Remember, it is only a retest trade of this sell. Why? Because we saw a breakout on that resistance level, both on the trend line and on that regular resistance level on that order block. So let's wait and see what will come through. Lastly is gold. I've told you we are still bullish, meaning buyers are going to continue and push price all the way to reach that trend line, just like we've seen on the daily time frame, giving us the pennant formation it's a pennant formation, or one can say even it's a symmetrical, but this is nothing like a symmetrical. So I'll go with a pennant, meaning it's gonna go there, and probably we can see later sales to come back to here. Probably that is probably if it fails to break and continue, because the general trend is an uptrend, it has to come for this kind of a move right there. All right, I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you for joining us today. Please don't always hesitate to send in a comment asking one or two things about what we've just talked about, or wanting to know more of the services I offer. Yeah, I do mentorship classes. I teach people how to trade, my strategy of analysis, my strategy of trading, risk management, psychology of trading, yeah, everything, smart money concept, everything I teach in the mentorship class that I have. It happens every month, so every month it's $110, like you see already on your screen. Yeah, for more details about that, use that number, it's on WhatsApp, to WhatsApp me, and I will share with everything that you'll be wanting to inquire about. Then I also do signals monthly. Yeah, subscription is $15 per month, so you can always go for that. Sometimes some signals those that I don't share here on the live stream, that come through in the day, I share with the VIP platform guys. Yeah, as long as they give me what I need in the market, I always share that signal to the VIP guys. All right, enough of the chit chat. That is it that you need to know. We also have a community WhatsApp channel. Then you can use the link in the description. You will see the community channel for Dankscore Traders Hub, and you can always join it. If it is your first time to see this channel and you've never subscribed, subscribe. But also, if you don't have an account that helps you to trade forex, crypto, and synthetic indices at the same time, then you can use my link in the description still, where I've said the broker that I use for all assets, financial assets. Yeah, that is a broker that I use, deriv. You can use my link to register and sign up for a trading account of your own. Otherwise, I hope you had a great day. Happy trading. Please don't risk what you can't afford to lose. Make sure you have a risk strategy, a risk management strategy that you're using, and of course don't forget to set your risk tolerance, which will help you to minimize your losses. Otherwise, have a nice day. See you tomorrow, which will be our last day in this month. Bye bye.